Sinister Labs are indeed the big scuff, the special bar on new devices is causing frustration, and the Alliance Wars progression bar is no more. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news. Hopefully you had a lovely weekend, unless you were doing Sinister Labs, which took a long time to get resolved. But yes, welcome to Monday's edition of Marvel Contest of Champions news. Make sure to hit the like button as well as the subscribe button if you are new to the channel. And without further ado, let's get into the news. Before we get into the first story, thanks to everybody that pointed out there was an editing issue in Friday's news, which I got out, and hopefully, if anyone's watching that back, about 8 minutes into it, that chunk of me being silent and also this kind of scuffy mistake should be cut out now. Starting off with the first story, and the issue that a lot of players seem to be finding is with the special buttons being moved. Yes, they've somewhat changed from the last update. Some people they couldn't give a rat's ass and are completely fine with, but to others, based on like how they may have played for years or how they kind of position their fingers, could mean that when they're swiping back, they're actually engaging a special attack, which they don't want to do. Now this isn't currently happening for me using the iPhone 7 Plus, but I know this should be and could be very much affected with those more modern devices. Mainly this seems to be pointed at the iPhone X, so if you've got an iPhone X and you consider this to be an issue, please get involved with the discussion. The link is in the description down below. But also it looks like it's the iPhone XX, XS Max. God, they really need to come up with better names for phones. We get a little bit sidetracked because even like people are saying about how the UI's moved, and also the fact that, well, some people are saying it's not just iOS but also it's Android too. But the fact is there could be some things that have been changed from a visual standpoint on purpose or by accident by Kabam on the subject, and Kabam Vadia says that they're still really looking into it, which that is okay, but do we have to wait another month for a different build of this? Is this the case that if you get the most modern devices, it is very much affected by placement? I don't really know, but there's a few scuffy things going on at the moment. But do have your say if you want to in the comment section, or go to the forum post in the description. In other news, in the champions for the 6-star featured have been announced. This will be taking place as of August the 13th, so tomorrow, and these are the champions you're going to see. Nothing really overly amazing, I say that, but there are actually some good champions in amongst it. We've got Ghost, got Gamora, we've got Venom, we've got Symbiote Supreme, Punisher 2099's got his quirks, Drax is okay-ish, and then the rest are a little bit fodderish until you get to champions like, well, if you want a big amount of prestige, I can imagine that Thor Ragnarok is going to be your bag, but obviously we need him awakened, so maybe don't go for him. And then we've got Sunspot, we've got Namor, Massacre, again, has got his uses. We've got Stealth Suit Spidey, we've got Invisible Woman, and Old Man Logan, which obviously is going to be an amazing character come the buff, which is coming very, very soon, probably in the next couple of weeks, maybe even 3 weeks towards the end of the month. So yes, there's a lot of things to be positive there. I mean, I even like the idea of a 6-star Venom. I think that's good. That's going to be it's quite cool to utilize that champion. But there are so many there. Namor is obviously going to be the piece de resistance that everybody wants. And obviously, wish you good luck if you are indeed going for any of these crystals. Our next story focuses on the Alliance Wars Defense Progression Bar. Yes, something that has indeed, well, been hidden. So yeah, it's been hidden. I don't know what the reasons for, but it has caused some frustration for people that do use it for some aspects of just kind of going, right, well, the enemy's up to here. We then know to then just encourage our guys. Look, there are going to be people that are going to be going, right, well, they don't really care about this, and there's going to be people that do care about this. So if you're in either camps, look, there's no point in having a big argument about it. It's just weird that something that's been in there for a while has now been removed. It's kind of like the same thing of being, like, remember bases, when bases were put in. Like, okay, the bases were just there, and it became an ongoing meme. This wasn't an ongoing meme. It was just there as a thing. It just highlighted where the progression was at for the enemy. Some people liked it, some people didn't, whatever. The way that Zully used this was that he would go into each individual BGs, just to go like, okay, well, the enemy's at this, enemies at that, rather than having to say go and check where they are in their given map and kind of go, okay, well, we've got about 6 defenders left in BG3, we've got 3 left in BG2, etc, etc. But you know, for now, this is going to be a bit of a slight inconvenience to him. Obviously, some people have something to say on the matter, and even Kabam might get involved and says that this is not intentional and is a bug. Please remember to keep these things constructive in the future and not jump to conclusions, which in this case were very outlandish. Really? Really? Outlandish. I don't see anything there, but I could be wrong. something completely outlandish, and these three people here putting stuff that is slightly critical. One of them's maybe a joke, so I don't know. Outlandish, apparently. And now on to something truly outlandish, and that's Sinister Labs being the big scuff this weekend. So yes, Sinister Labs, what went wrong? Well, well, I don't know. I really don't know what's gone wrong with this, but it was disappointing to see. Yes, okay, and even as Nito puts, well, the new content made it to 2 days without bugs. That's a new record. But Kabam were pretty much on this as quickly as possible to try and rectify the situation, and they have sorted something out for it. But it is kind of weird, and you just do not know what is going to happen from one day to another. And with all moaning and criticism aside, what's Kabam planning to do about this? Well, Kabam Lyra posts, we are still working on a resolution for this issue. We are planning to extend the event by 1 day, so those who have not been able to run it today because of the reset issue will be still able to earn the full event rewards. Apologies for inconvenience caused by this. So Jones makes a good point, and the fact is, when people have spent resources, and yeah, there will be some going like at this moment, well, if you went in and it said 100%, then the fact is that there's obviously a bug. But for those that don't check the forums and at the same time rely on Kabam's effectiveness with the game and the fact going, well, it could be a visual bug, and I could have gone, right, I'll go in any case because this might be a visual bug. But then finding out as soon as they're in that even going through 100%, which people still did, by the way, even though it said 100% and other stuff, they spent resources that they will not be seeing back. I don't think Kabam will even give back the resources spent for it. I don't know if they'll look for a compensation package, but you never know. There could be a little bit of grace their way. However, seeing the stuff with 6.2 and the compensation packages against the champion, I don't really don't hold your breath. The point of recording this video, I believe this has been sorted out, but also I hear that this is something to do with Android as opposed to, say, Apple users, which is kind of annoying if that is indeed the case. I also believe that there's been an update, so make sure you to check to your Android Google Play and to see if there's a update for the game to make sure you're running the best, most up-to-date version, just to make sure this works. Next up and on to Marvel Insider. There's a lot of points on offer for stuff that's going on. As last month there was a bit of a change with arena grinding, well, there does seem to be something similar that is being presented at Marvel Insider. Now we do have something for Summoner Showdown, which is a consistent thing that Kabam and Marvel Insider seem to be doing with Marvel, so that's cool to see that. As you can see, top left hand corner, there's Big Blue, and then we've also got stuff with the normal events. We've then got as well Summoner Showdown there, and not to mention some other bits about downloading the game, something to do with Summoner Showdown Week 1. Still loads of things there, something even to do with Mysterio. So yeah, there's a lot on offer points wise if anybody does do Marvel Insider, and I don't personally, because every time that I try and claim something I get banned, so I just report on it to then give people information, but c'est la vie. And quickly just touching on the rewards, it looks like we've got stuff that's, well, X-Men related. There is something here from Phantasmagoria, but that will go very shortly, and the classic kind of Ultimate Crystal there. Either way, get in there and grab something whilst you can, and the points as well. But news just in on the subject of Marvel Insider, and looks like, and something I didn't kind of think about, there's no 3-star bundle for this month. So if you go back to the rewards, well, look, last month we had the Phantasmagoria, we had the Mysterio, the 3-star. But this month it is very much based on, as I said, RNG. Also, it seems like there's a discussion about the extent of points. Someone even pointed out that the reduction down from normal is now down from 30k points to 20k points, and the same thing with heroic, which is at 50 and now is down at 40. I think the conclusion that comes from that particular forum post and this whole kind of discussion point about Marvel Insider is that expect the unexpected. At some times they'll put in certain things or decide as a constant they'll take away other things. But also, you know, they'll then go, right, well, activities wise, you know, the points were this, but for whatever reason, we are now deciding that it would be a good idea to reduce them down. So it would be great to say that you could get 50k points each time. And now looking at this, it's down to 40k points there. And then we've got 20k points above my head at the moment. So yeah, there are going to be changes. And now it's time for arena results. I'm going to be looking through some of the results that have actually been posted, but also at the same time, please go back to Marvel Contest of Champions True Courses page. Link is in the description to get more up-to-date information as well as other information that's going on in the community. But my predictions are down below at the moment, as you can see. But let's walk you through them because there's some interesting ones to pick up on. Now, when it comes to the 5-star version, not concrete information is actually in. And unfortunately, it is going to be a case we're going to have to wait till later on. But 55 mil is what I'm going for. But it looks like it could be a very low, between 52 and 55. Champion didn't get a huge amount of hype, but hype enough to kind of say he's a good enough damage outputter. I didn't have time to review him for the CCP, and Kabam were very cagey about him being let out. But I think there was a very tight window. So anyway, the fact is, the 4-star version, 12.5 mil seems to be a logical kind of put for that champion. Some people were putting up amounts of like 14 mil, and there were others putting up something similar. However, though, I did see a 12.5 mil around that point. So it is a case that that champion was and is going to go for that. 1.7 mil should be safe enough for Cyclops. And I have seen a few put in a lot more than normal, and I don't know why. 2.6 mil, somebody was putting in for the champion. I was just thinking, why? Why would you want to put that in? Someone put in 2 mil. Again, a bit too overkill for that champion. It should be the case that the champion just goes for about 1.6, 1.7 mil. Even here, like 1.7 mil. This is perfect. This is where everybody should be going for. If I can get it in shot, there we go. 1.7 mil. You know, that's how and what I would like to see. I think 1.7 mil would indeed be safe to put in for then. And also, if anybody interested that is going to do the 3-star, I've seen 1.3 mil, but I'd say 1.4 mil to be safe with getting the 3-star version. There we have it. That has been your Marvel Contest of Champions news for the 12th of August 2019. Have a lovely week, whatever you're doing. If you've got work, then boo. If you're out because it's holidays, school holidays, yay. And if you've got college work, then, I don't know, you're probably boozing up or something, whatever one does. But the fact is, that is keeping you informed with what's going on in the community and also with Kabam. And I shall catch you in the next one. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.